Before I really knew what it meant to be a Christian, I thought it was just about trying really hard to be good and following rules. And then when I really understood, it's not about what I do, it's about what God's done for me. That really changed everything for me.
Before I was a Christian, I was a complete skeptic, like the most hardcore skeptic you'll ever see. I couldn't understand why people thought that some guy just created the world, and I was so closed-minded I didn't even, read the Bible or anything like that. I didn't even try and investigate why they believed in it. I just assumed that they were wrong. It was so closed-minded of me to not even think that there was a possibility. And now I have such a strong faith, and there's no doubt in my mind that there's a God.
I grew up in a Christian family. My mum was a Christian, my dad was a Christian, so I've always known God was there, believed he existed. I really struggled to find what was my purpose in the grand scheme of life, what am I doing? And spending time with God, or learning more about God, taught me that I had a purpose, I had worth. God is making plans, and he's putting me in those plans, and he's got a future. He's given me hope, so things that I want to do, even when you have failures and setbacks, there's hope that actually there's a purpose to this.
I think it's really important to look at the evidence for faith. We don't just put our trust in it without knowing that it is really true. It's not blind faith. There's amazing historical evidence for Jesus, that he lived and that he died, and so many different theories about the resurrection, but having looked into it and all the different theories, I've come to the conclusion that Jesus really did rise from the dead, and if he did, then he must be God, in which case everything he said must be true.
Christ has died for us, and through that identity in Christ, I know I'm always loved, and I'll always be protected through him. So I don't have to worry about what other people think of me. If I make a mistake, ultimately it's not an important thing. I know that I don't have to, hide who I really am from people, because I have an identity in Christ.
God sent his son to die for me on the cross. He wouldn't do that if there wasn't something that he wanted to be done in my life. He wouldn't do that if there wasn't some meaning. So everyday little things, there is something good is going to come out of that.
Jesus himself said, "I am the truth." There's certainty in that there's hope and certainty, not just, oh, I really hope this happens, but certainty of who God is and what he's done for me, and that he saved me. In the highs and lows of life, I know that God is constant and unchanging, and his love for me is unchanging. So yeah, I can trust that there's always hope in Jesus.